before that, let's discuss the big deal that took place. JSW Energy has finally agreed to acquire the 1,000 megawatts thermal power project from JSPL, and the deal has been done at an enterprise value of 4,000 crores. Chintan Mehta, the metal analyst of Sunidhi Securities, joins us now to talk about that. Chintan, hi, morning. The immediate reaction on the upside, of course, will be to JSPL because of the relief it gets. But how did you read into the enterprise value, and what's your target price on JSPL now?
We have yet to modify after this event. Now, Sonia, first of all, good morning. The thing is that how the deal has worked out, see, this 1,000 megawatts, the company, if it operates a full capacity, say 95% PLF, the company would have generated close to around 750 odd crores of unit, and with 80 paisa EBITDA, the net the free cash flows with the company will be for around 420-440 odd crores. With this 4,000 crore, if we assume that the company is not able to sign PPAs and the deal is stuck at 4,000 crores, the interest outgo saved, for the whole consolidated company will be close to around 400-450 crores. So on a cash flow basis, it looks like a neutral event, but on the enterprise value, the 4,000 crore of a debt reduction is more important for the company at this point of time than anything else. However, after the coal mine, I'm sorry to take a couple of time more, but the thing is that after the coal block which was taken away by the government, this power plant was functioning on e-auction. So nonetheless, it was less profitable compared to any other unit which have been, on a PPA basis. So it's good they've got a good deal actually. Okay, but what about JSW Energy in that case? Will they be stuck with expensive coal, or will they be able to turn it around? I am so sorry to comment on JSW because I do not cover the stock at this point of time. So no, I agree, but purely from a logical standpoint, will that stock suffer pain? I have no absolute on the financials, so and I'm clueless about it.
Okay. So on JSPL itself, I know you have not tweaked your target prices just yet, but wanted to understand that since this deal will be EPS accretive for JSPL, absolutely, what kind of a near-term upside would you expect to see on the stock? Because the fact of the matter is that the debt of JSPL is still almost, more than 45,000 crores. Right. So although this will be a near-term relief, but in the medium term, what kind of move do you see? Yeah, see, Sonia, as I said, this company, this power plant at this point of time, in the last quarter, was operating at 70% PLF, right? So if I analyze those numbers, the company would have earned a free cash flows or a PAT of, say, around 200 crores only for this unit, right? 1,000 crore, and a free cash flow around close to 325. And the interest outgo, because of this 4,000 crore which the company will receive, the net interest outgo saved will be 450. So 100 to 150 crores is a net outflow saved by the company per se, over there. So that's where the logic has come to the deal, and that's why we are concluding that this could be a good valuation which company has received it.
Just separately, Chintan, today we have news that steel prices and iron ore prices and coke prices have once again started falling in China and several parts of the world. Generally, do you see JSPL being able to service its debt in FY17?
See, Lata, at this point of time till July, the company in India are kind of a sweet spot to MIP, a blessing in disguise. So we are kind of, decoupled with what, international steel prices at this point of time till July. But and if we assume that the government will continue those measures, then I guess these prices are sustainable for a time being, and the company will be able to garnish better margins in the coming quarter.
Okay, just wanted your thoughts on this power plant itself and whether you expect the performance to improve. I mean, the PLFs have been quite strong at 70% over the last couple of quarters. You discussed that as well. But going ahead, what is the expectation?
See, this whole power plant, it's dependent upon the coal availability, as they have to feed the power plants on an e-auction basis. So that depends upon the availability. So that's quite volatile, and it's not that accurate. I mean, if you just draw a couple of years back, this power plant itself would have generated 1,500 to 2,000 crores of cash flows, which they have zeroed down to 200 to 300 crores. So it's quite good. They have actually good deal.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us with your thoughts, Chintan. We have Mr. SP Tulsian also joining us now. Morning, Mr. Tulsian. The big deal, obviously, on which we want your comments, JSPL and JSW. How would you trade either stocks after this news?
See, Lata, first come on the contours of the deal, because the two things are mentioned, that JSPL press release says that if they comply with the terms of the PPA, Power Purchase Agreement, then the enterprise value will exceed to 6,500 crore. While the JSW Energy press release says that the company has to comply with the fuel security and the power lifting arrangements, So these two things exist, and in that case, power offtake. They've specifically said fuel security and power offtake. If those things gets complied with or satisfied, then enterprise value will increase to 6,500 crore. I don't think that both the things are seen to be such a tedious that there has to be a gap of 2,500 crore, because nowadays fuel security is not seen a big concern. There is ample availability of the coal in the global market as well as on the domestic market. And after the Uday scheme having implemented, I even don't see any reason for the PP also to get signed at the prevailing rate. So I'm unable to understand the logic of a gap of 2,500 crore, because both the press releases says 6,500 crore if these conditions are met, plus the net value of net current assets. So this is one part. So you have to take a call whether the deal happens at 6,500 crore or 4,000 crore. As I said, I don't see any reason for these conditions not getting complied with. It will be easy for JSPL, and they won't forego 2,500 crore just like that. So in all probability, take 6,500 crore as the value, enterprise value. So that will be seen a good debt reduction move on part of JSPL, and it is very much in conformity with the prevailing valuations going on for the thermal power projects also, considering the problems in land acquisitions and the capital cost. And when you talk to the industry experts, they give a value of about maybe 7 to 7.5 crore per megawatt. But this 1,000 megawatt being the first plant of the JSPL, and it's quite maybe little older by about 6, 7, 8 years. So maybe 6,500 crore EV looks reasonable from JSPL point of view. And if JSW Energy acquires it at 6,500 crore, I don't think that is such a big deal. They have got it, but yes, it will be a fair deal for them as well. So this is the situation, and there is no point in speculating at 4,000 crore, because it is obvious that conversely, if it happens at 4,000, it will be seen hugely negative for JSPL and hugely positive for JSW Energy.
Okay, so if it is done at 6,500 crores as you are assuming, what do you think the upside for JSPL could be from the 70 rupee level?
See, Sonia, actually the results are due today, and I don't think that if you take a call on 45,000 crore consolidated debt of JSPL, there is no point in bifurcating the debt of 45,000 crore into Jindal Power and Jindal Steel and Power Limited, because it doesn't make any difference even on Jindal Power on a standalone basis, maybe having a lower amount of debt, because it doesn't make any difference. Because even here also this 1,000 megawatt, which is a part of the JPL portfolio, Jindal Power portfolio, will first get hived off into a separate company, and that company's entire capital will be given to JSW Energy. So even the lenders will be looking to the overall debt positions of the company. So maybe out of this 45,000 crore of portfolio, if you presume that maybe 4,000 or 6,500 crore will get liquidated, this will be seen as a process of the debt reductions having started by the company. Now come on the Q4 numbers. Q4 numbers of JSPL are seen to be better over Q3. But if you go by the trend, forget Q1 results, because Q1 results of all the steel companies were very good. Q2, Q3, Q4 practically will be on the same line. Maybe there will be some respite seen over Q3 in terms of the losses, or maybe in terms of higher sales. But I don't think that those things will really be cheering the market at that stage, because mind it that you have the charges level against the company promoter Naveen Jindal also, so that will get nullified. But yes, the debt reduction move and clarity on the 6,500 crore can be seen positive, maybe by about 10% for the stock, because the debt reduction process has initiated or having started by the company.
All right.